grip's actually got the little container on the bottom of it where if you want to put a battery in there or anything else you want to put inside the handle. That's really cool. I mean, that's wasted space under normal conditions, so you may as well put something in there if you're using it for a survival rifle or something like that. Your ambidextrous safety controls. As you see, they're not only ambidextrous, but they're also a whole lot bigger. On this side right here, the same paddle is on both sides, but you can access this with your index finger also with no problem if you decide that's how you want to use it. Paddle configuration is on both sides. So what I like about it is, of course, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to use my right thumb. I like the way this sticks out just enough to where I don't have to, I guess, concentrate on throwing it on fire. It's easy to get there and it's quick. As you see the takedown pins, these are also Strike Industries. Again, you can get those in multiple colors. You don't have to get them in red. They'll come in black, blue, and gold, I believe. Same goes with your forward assist. You're going to find that in different colors as well. Let's move on to, you've got your quick disconnect. That is also Strike Industries. And check this out. Well, not the buffer. Let's talk about the buffer real quick. The buffer and the buffer tube, that's also Strike Industry tungsten inserts in their buffers that you can put in there to actually change and modify the recoil of your rifle. You've also got this really cool looking, and I think it's very nice, stock. Nice. I like the fact that it's got padding on the back of it, a rubber padding on the back so that, you know, it's not going to slide out of place. But it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically, yeah, 6 positions. It's a 6 position stock. Very nice stock. Actually, put up a little bit to where you can get a nice positive cheek weld. This piece right, this a little bit, 45-degree angle across here. Not quite 45, but it'll easily roll your cheek and keep your cheek on the side over here. So I like that a lot. And again, idea, they put their quick disconnect points. I had this in my pocket. So it's depending on how you want to wear your sling, single point or double quick disconnects in 3 different spots that I can see. There might be more for all I know because they've got them everywhere, but it's really nice. To me, that's convenient to be able to different amount of carry and wear your sling. You're going to be able to do that with this configuration. They also have their own proprietary sling. This is a padded sling that they're actually really fond of. These sell like hotcakes. You're not going to get these very often. Cool thing that they've done this year is they're actually putting out their own 32 round magazine. This is a Strike Industries 32 round magazine. Now I say 32. These magazines are all actually, they're capable of properly and efficiently holding 33 rounds. But that 33rd round, you really have to kind of know it one with it. It takes a little bit more effort. So they actually market these as a 32 round magazine. But again, you can in fact put 33 in there with no problem. Very cool magazine, high density polymer, drop safe. I've actually dropped these a couple of times. They don't even put a mark on them. They do have the anti-muff. If you open this thing up, you're going to
Come on. You there?
Yeah, we're back.
All right, we dropped you. Hey,
All right, guys. Sorry for that. We got a little bit of a weak signal out here today, so my apologies for that. I just wanted to point out that Strike Industries is really good about putting out products. I would say they used to see a lot of their Instagram account. One thing, they're populating an Instagram account pretty fast. From the week. In fact, we've got two other firearms that we're going to show you later on in the day today that are just chock full of something trying to muff is going to be most American made. I like the fact that their optics are American made. I know that's a big point of contention for a lot of people. This is not a Chinese optic. There's some fine was doing. They do over there putting out some for a lot of them, like this barrel on this rifle is actually their barrel. But sourcing stock right now is not the quickest thing in order to do. I mean, sourcing materials, period, is not very fast because of the COVID lockdown restrictions. They're working around all of them to be able to put out all of these quality products at the rate that they're putting them out. You know, at the is being sold right now with no problem and no it'd be easy for us to not even worry about putting anything out. Guess what? It's all going to get sold anyway. It's not like they have to reintroduce or introduce. So there's no to me the intent is to always bring something nice and new to the industry rather than just capitalizing on it and making money off of it during a time like right now when pretty much everything's going to sell. So again, thanks for Strike Industries for all of they've done for us. They are one of our big range day sponsors here today. So I want to give them a big thanks on that because they're big reason why we're able to do a lot of what we're doing out here today. Next up, we're going to talk about have some really cool stuff. We're going to talk first. The point that you
I think we're done.
Tell me when you're back. Back?
Hey, you
Yep.
there?
You know you got to tell me when it's back, right? All right,
Hey.
let's pick up where we were. Again, we just dropped you guys. I apologize for the signal, kicking everybody off of here and trying to bring you back on. It's just the nature of where we are. All right, again, what I was talking about is this is your normal IPSC or USPSA silhouette target. And you've got, these are your A-zone spots right here. So that's what's cool about it. You're going to have an opportunity to tighten your A-zone shots up. This is smaller than an A-zone or an IPSC target, and this is much smaller than an A-zone or an IPSC target for a headshot. So it's going to make you, if you're really trying to dial in your IPSC shooting, this is going to be a good way to do it because you're trying to make that perfect shot. It's not only going to give you a different feel, obviously, when you hit that A-zone, but it's also going to give you a different sound. The hit, and you'll see this later on, we're going to shoot this with some handgun rounds here in a little bit. But if you hit this outside the silhouette itself, it's going to make a way different sound than what the deader sound. This is going to be a much deader sound when you hit one of these plates and swing them out. This is going to have more of a ring on it. So that's what's cool about their targets is that you're going to get that audible report that you're looking for to know if you hit the right target that you were aiming for, or if you missed it and hit the outside steel on the silhouette. Again, some very good IPSC, some very good USPSA training, but also some good real world training also, because those of us that are just shooting for self-defense and trying to get positioned and learn where to land our shots whenever we need to in case we're using our gun for self-defense purposes, we're going to be able to use this. Again, you'll notice it's a little bit narrower than a normal silhouette, so it's going to make you hone your shot in. You know how they say shoot small, miss small? Well, that's where you've got this right here. I mean, you're going to be shooting at much smaller targets than what you would in the event that you were being threatened by somebody and had to use your gun for self-defense. So again, very cool targets. I like the way they angled everything. The angle iron that they make to where, or at least you use angle iron, it's aimed the right way to where it's going to deflect those bullets out. They put anywhere where you're going to have a piece on here that might run the risk of throwing a round back at you. They build a piece in there that's actually going to deflect that round. So you're not going to damage your target at all by shooting it in the wrong place. There are no chains, there are no bolts, there's nothing like that. Everything hangs on here. That's really cool, and that's a big deal because in many cases, a lot of the targets that I've used in the past, if you're hanging a target on a brace and that target is actually sitting on a 2x4, not only does the 2x4 get beaten up over time, but you're also going to run the risk of that bolt working its way out from hitting that target many times, or you shoot that bolt and it becomes a problem also. Plus that redirects your round a little bit whenever you get that recoil, that ricochet off of that bolt. Sometimes it can send that round back in an area where you don't want it. Come in a little bit closer. I want you to see the base also. The base is a really quick takedown base. If you'll notice, you've got over here that are going to allow you to really easily. Angle iron is not welded in here. That's simply set in there. It's also set in here. This simply, you can take this whole bottom base off. You can take all four of the feet off. You can take the angle iron out of here, and then you can take this whole top piece off of the angle iron bell. So this whole thing breaks down in, well, really seconds actually, and allows you to carry this thing and be very mobile with it. When move your targets, if you don't leave them out on the take them down. You'll notice a lot of them are just not cheap. They're made out of a cheap nylon or something like that. And what I'll do is I'll put in the description of this video not only the link where you can find these plate carriers, but also some of the more descriptions that they have. Of course, you got your molly on here, but you notice that you have by default a couple of magazine pouches over here already that you can fit in handgun rounds in there if you want, or you can put in full magazines if you want, like a 30-round magazine for M4 or AR-15. Of course, he's got his phone in there too, so it'll also double as that. So it's nice to have that flexibility. You notice the cummerbund that he has on here. This one is not like some of the other cheap plate carriers. This thing has a cummerbund that folds down. So the cummerbund actually comes up, and that's where your cummerbund is going to come around and affix to here, and it folds down and protects everything. So once you fold that back down, your cummerbund and your plate and your armor, none of this stuff is coming off. It's got some padded. That's some armor that you're wearing all day long. You're not going to have the issue of it wearing you out or fatiguing you or anything like that. Your side panels also here, if he were to decided he wanted to put some some 6x6 panels in there. This thing does take the 6x6 panels as well. So we're able to put that in there and give you some side protection. Obviously, you're going to probably wear it a little bit looser if you have that because it's pushing against your body. But they do make the curved side panel 6x6s that we'll show you here in a little bit that do go in those little packs right there and allow you to get a little bit of protection on there. We'll look at the back now. And of course, the back, you've got your cummerbund that's going to flip all the way around, and it goes into the bottom also. So you can really fine tune the fitment of this thing really nicely in the front and the back with your cummerbund. It's got your drag handle right here in the event you need that. Let's hope we never have to use one of those, but it does have it if you need it. So in some cases, you can hang it by that, although the plate carrier hangers are nice also. So that's it. That's what these guys have at Spartan Armor. These guys make some really cool stuff, guys. I definitely suggest you go out and check their website out. We have lots of cool stuff we're going to be showing you later on. We actually have a lot of their armor that we're going to be showing you guys. We're going to show you level 3. We're going to show you 3A, 3+, level 4 armor. And there's some other cool stuff that Spartan's working on that I can't really talk about, but you're going to be seeing some really cool things that Spartan's going to come out with soon on their armor. But that's a segment that we're going to have a little bit later on. We're going to try to get rolling again on some other stuff. As you notice, our signal is not the greatest out here. If we drop you, please, because we're going to be doing this all day long today. It's the nature of where we're at. It's out here in the middle of nowhere. So we have some, as you've seen, depending on where we're standing, we have better or worse service depending where we're at. Come on up. Couple things I want to talk about real quick. Again, I want to thank Daniel Defense and Strike Industries for what they're doing for us today. They're doing a lot that's making this happen today, and that's a big deal to me. I really appreciate them doing that again. Daniel Defense and Strike Industries. Really, really cool companies. If you haven't owned any of their products, you definitely want to check them out because both of those guys make some absolutely great products. I think you probably could you could do a whole lot worse by buying products from other companies, if you know what I mean. Next up, I want to show you some pretty cool stuff by a company that you guys probably already know, but it's a company that's been good to us and we work with a lot. They've done a lot of really cool stuff for us in the past. Mission First Tactical. Mission First Tactical does some really cool things. You've probably been familiar with their magazines already. I think this is what's called their Extreme Duty magazine. It's a level up from their normal polymer magazine that they had. They had a standard polymer magazine that's a little more flat all the way around it. They've really beefed these up a lot. Again, those of you that are familiar with their products will know what I'm talking about. You'll notice that the polymer is a whole lot thicker. Come on in a little bit closer on this, Jagger. Their polymer is a lot thicker right here. You can see where it flares in to go into the mag well and flares back out over here. That's going to give you a whole lot more thickness with not a whole lot of weight. It's really cool the way that they put the texturing on here. Again, you notice the texturing on the back and on the front to give you some positive grip. And they've even I look at these as finger grooves right here because that gives you a nice grip whenever you're trying to pull that thing out. One thing that I've got to say that they've probably done more than anyone, you see how they flared the base of that thing out? That is probably the biggest flare that I've seen on anything. And I don't know why people have not flared these magazines out more on the bottom, because to me, that's where you need the most positive grip that you're looking for when you're trying to extract one of these magazines if it gets stuck or hung up in your mag well. To me, that's going to give you a whole lot more positive grip on that. Plus, if you're putting this in your plate carrier and you have it like that, that's going to give you a way bigger base, a way bigger lip to pull on, because as you know, when you have these in your plate carrier, they're usually stuck in pretty firmly and pretty tight. So that's going to give you lip to pull and be able to extract that thing fast and quickly and get your actual M4 or M16 or AR-15. In a lot of cases, if you go onto Mission First's website, you're going to find that they have a lot of their custom designed laser imprinted or printed on magazines. They can print pretty much anything that you want on there. If you want something custom done, they can actually do that for you. But you'll see they have some really cool artwork on some of their products. I think they have like some really cool American flag designs and whatnot. A lot of related designs that you'll find. These things these have, actually they have if you notice, they have two to keep your base plate on without it accidentally coming off or coming off if it's being dropped or whatnot. In a lot of cases, that's what you find. That's a little bit of a complaint. I know some people look at it as being a positive when you only have one button on the bottom to remove your base. But I look at that as a negative because I don't want to drop my magazine and have it hit on a rock or a spent casing or something like that. And this thing also now is loosened off. By having two of them on there, it's a lot less likely to be accidentally disengaged where that base can come off of there. Again, you have your anti-tilt followers on there and your USGI springs inside. Very, very cool of them to do that. Keeping with a whole lot of the normal stuff that you're already used to is always a big plus to me. I like the fact that they include some of the same things that we're already used to, while doing some cool stuff on the exterior to give it a whole lot more, I guess, juice, if you will. Now, this right here is pretty cool. They've got some cool lifestyle stuff. This is a tumbler that they have. They have several tumblers. I'm actually drinking out of this one here today. They're aluminum tumblers. Again, you can put some in there, soup in there, something cold in there. Those are nice. I like their wallet. I actually carry one of their wallets. It's actually going to hold, I believe, up to 10 or 12 cards because this thing will flex out. You notice how the body of this thing, look over here. That's going to flex out a little bit and give you room to stuff more stuff in there. That's cool. That's very, very low profile, very slick, going to go in and out of your pocket really easily. That's definitely something you want to put in your front pocket. Keep pocket guys away from it, put it on your inside pocket. This is cool. This is one of the neatest things that I've seen, especially Mission First has come out with. This is their dump tray. At the end of the day, if you're throwing all your stuff next to your bed and getting everything out of it, this is where you can throw everything in there that you might have that you want to keep in a nice condition, a nice place, without throwing it on your counter, without having it fall all off the counter. It's actually got some of these little rubber grommets on the bottom of it that'll help that thing stick, so it's not going to slide all over the place when you do put it on a countertop. This also comes in many different types of artwork that they put on here. This is just the join or die artwork right here. Of course, you're going to see Mission First Tactical's logo on it as well. And you'll notice the join or die is actually on the wallet as well. So Mission First Tactical comes out with some really cool stuff. One thing that they do also is tons of accessories. They put a lot of accessories out, like hand guards. They also have grips. They also have a minimalist stock that I use on many of my firearms. I may have one on my Wyndham firearm over there right now, but you're going to find some really cool stuff that they're going to put out that's not just your standard stuff. Again, you probably know them from their magazines, but just understand that they're not just magazines. They make a full line of accessories for firearms, for M4s, M16s. You're going to find a lot of cool stuff that you're going to be able to use for that as well. So definitely check them out. I believe Mission First Tactical.com is where you're going to go. Put the camera back on me. I think that's where you'll go, missionfirsttactical.com. So you want to try that out, and definitely look at all their website, because a lot of these websites out there, again, if you're used to a certain product that they're putting out, you're probably not going to go look for other things because you're used to a certain thing. So you may not be interested in going to their website. I think you'll be surprised if you go to Mission First website. These guys put out a lot of products that you don't hear a lot about. And then when you see that they put them out, you're like, I did not realize they did that. So if you're going to accept, heck, they make, I know, again, the minimalist stock is probably my favorite. That's probably the one you're going to see the most that you're going to recognize. But pistol grips, they make pistol grips. They make optics. They make red dots, not red dots, lasers. There's a number of things that those guys make. So check them out, missionfirsttacticals.com. We're actually going to run some of their stuff, that Daniel Defense. Let's run it real quick. I wanted to check something out real quick. In many cases, like we talked about earlier with that Daniel Defense DDM4, a lot of people that make an AR, something's going to work. A lot of people that make an AR-15 magazine, in most cases, they will work with 300 blackout rounds. Come over here and take a look, quick close look at that. That's a 300 blackout round that I put into the Mission First Tactical magazine. I don't know that they work in this. We're about to find out. I guess a two. Clearly it does. Come on in a little closer. Obviously, it does everything you needed it to for the 3. And a lot of 5.56 magazines will do that, but not all of them claim to do that. So I can actually say now that the Mission First Tactical one does. It also holds the bolt open. The bolt is held wide open on that. So we know that it cycles the 300 blackouts and we holds the bolt open just fine. Guys, we're going to take a quick little break here. We're going to try to work on our signal a little bit. We're going to bump into a little hotspot, see if we can't make that work a little bit better. We're going to take a short break for lunch. Right now, it's right at 11 o'clock. We're going to take about an hour off, and we may leave this signal coming and going. But again, it's mainly so we can get that stream a little bit cleaner and neater for you guys. We're a little bit ahead of schedule right now anyway. We've gone through these first companies pretty quick, so we've got plenty of time. You're not going to miss anything. We're actually going to have plenty of time for the rest of the company. But I did have a break. A few at a time. We're going to work on this signal. Keep checking back in the same place that you're watching us right now. We'll be back probably within the next, give me 45 minutes or so, and we'll probably have this signal back rolling again, and we'll get right back into everything. So thanks for hanging out with us for the 7091 Summit. Again, we'll be back here shortly. Come back to the same place where you're watching it right now. We will be coming back.